Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Playoff Profiles. Again, I am Big Black Rainbows, and this evening I have the pleasure of speaking with TDS Collateral, the ADC for Have Faith. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. So first things first, congratulations on making playoffs. You guys finished first seed pretty convincingly, if I may say so myself, with how you guys have performed throughout the regular season. And with that being said, you yourself are a returning member from last season. But how did you come across the rest of the team that you guys play with? Are they kind of just randoms or people that you actually do know quite well?
Every single person on our team, they are not randoms. I've known the Rich Pritch, who is, we call him, or his real name is Tristan. I've known him for about 4 years. I met him in the first team that we played. We were also Have Faith in a different league. And then Hayden was also on that team. He's a White Armor fanboy. He was also on that team back in the day, like way long ago. And after that, we just all became friends. And then Isaiah, we met pretty much around the same time. He is also somebody. He actually, I think he went to school with the Rich Pritch at one point back in the day, way back in the day. So this is like a little history. But and then we met Scruff, who's the support. Scruff, we met him I think 1 or 2 years ago. He was somebody who joined with us on one of well, we I think we played like a Battlefy tournament, something like that. And Scruff filled in for that. So we've known each other for a while. We're definitely not randoms. Well, we're all friends.
Well, that definitely gives you guys a little bit of a competition, or not competition, advantage rather, in the competition. And obviously, it's fair to assume that with you guys being so close, that as a team, you guys jive quite well together.
Yeah, I mean, like all of us, like we pretty much like roast each other, stuff like that. Like, I mean, but like when we do that, it's all in like it's all in like good nature. So I would say like that stuff. Yeah. So like again, like we're all just friends on the team. So definitely like all the dynamics that we have. Like me and Scruff, we mess around with each other all the time. Like every single time he leaves me in lane, I'm always like, Scruff, get your butt down here, like please, like like let's just kill him. Things like that. Me and the Rich Pritch, we have like a little friendly competition where we're like competing for the most kills in the league. Things like that. Like that's, I mean, that's just between me and then like everyone else has their like little games because I mean we're all just friends, so I think it definitely helps us. And like we don't get like we get, I mean, yeah, we get tilted in games when it doesn't go our way, but afterwards, like we're all just fine. So I think that definitely gives us an advantage.
Nice. So before we get into the real questions, so to speak, let's go back to last season. If you remember, you were on either the last episode or second to last of Tower Dive, and Amari kind of called you out back then, right? Um,
Yeah.
so with you now, obviously coming back, and most of Pawn Sacrifice from that past season has come back to this season. Did that add a little bit of fuel to the flame for you guys to finish as well as you did this season?
Well, definitely. I mean, when we first started this season, we were like, all right, we have a goal, and that's to get first. I mean, we know that we have the talent. We know that like if our team is like everyone's playing their best game, we could beat any team in the league. And even if they're playing at their best, I think the one of the main problems we have is inconsistency issues. And Amari, I mean Amari, like he called me out last year, but apparently I heard this season that he said that I was like the best ADC in the league. So me and Amari are cool. I'm glad he's not playing because Amari's actually I thought he was their best player last year. So I think yeah, there was definitely some drive we had to finish first. I mean first it doesn't mean much, right? Like we still have a long ways to go, but I think we'll get there.
Yeah, Maria's said a couple times, either openly or just to individual people, that he definitely has a high respects for you as a player. And obviously it shows, right? With you guys finishing as dominant as you guys have, there's that something special with you guys, obviously. Um, so with League taking up most of your guys' time, especially in duo this time of season, do you or do any of the other team members play anything else together or in general?
I mean, yeah, like Me, well, we have a sub. His name is Zach. He's Mio, in league. Um, Me and him and we play like Valorant. We play Splitgate. If you remember that what that game is, if you know what that game is. Me, Tristan, and Hayden. Again, this is the Rich Pritch and White Armor. We play what was that? Guilty Gear, some fighting game. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. But I mean, we've all played games together in the past. Like we've played Overwatch together. Uh we played D&D, which
Ah,
was
okay.
crazy. Like I mean, I it was weird for me because I never played that. I didn't even heard that game, but it was kind of like I don't know. It was kind of cool, like just making up my own character and stuff. I always ruined the quests. If you like, I always I always screwed them up because I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, it was like my first experience. But so yeah, I mean we don't only play League. League is just a game that we all kind of like found each other in. But I would say we're more than just like League teammates again. Like we played a bunch of other games.
Nice. That's always fun to do, especially with you guys being able to keep that friendship going. It's always enjoyable. So now let's get on to the good stuff, right? So it wouldn't be a playoff interview if we don't talk about playoffs. And with you guys finishing first, you had the pleasure or time, whatever you want to say, to obviously prepare and to watch the quarterfinals match between Exodia and Genesis. What are your initial thoughts or anything you took away from that series between Genesis and Exodia?
I didn't watch that game completely, but some of my teammates did. Genesis, obviously, we love them for making it out. Genesis is actually like one of like is well, we consider them like our sister team. Uh, they're all chill. We love them. I'm not gonna say anything bad about them. They're my boys. So Genesis, super proud of them. Um, Unfortunately, only one of us can make it, right? So we I remember there was this one scrim block we had with them. I think we played like 3 or 4 games with them, just messing around, playing games. We played them twice this season. I think we went 2-0 against them. Um, I mean, we love them, but I'm sorry, but there's only one that can make it to finals, and I think it's gonna be us.
Maybe you call it a hunch. You never know, right?
Yeah, yeah, right,
Um,
right.
but the other question I got is with you guys obviously getting the bye. Like I said, you have more time to prepare, more time to practice, whatever you guys decide to do with that, right? But
Yeah.
in your eyes, what do you think is better, having that play-in opportunity and getting that real-time experience, or having the bye like you guys did?
I think it depends on the team. If you're a team that hasn't like kind of clicked before during the regular season, I think that first playoff experience, like that first series, because all the games are just best of one, right? But once you get it, like a series is completely different because it's not about which team is necessarily better. It's about what team can adapt,
Hmm.
right? So I think for teams that haven't clicked, I think it's super important. Like low key, throw the season just so you can make it into that, so you can get that one extra game. But for a team like us, I think we've clicked. I think we're there. I think we know what we want to play. We know what we want to pick, things like that. So I think the buy just gives us some extra time and some extra like the buy is not just the buy, right? But we play like the lowest seed.
Hmm.
So I think that helps a lot for a team that has already clicked. Like we know what we want to do, and we're prepping for the finals.
Nice. So, a couple people, um, uh, whether they made playoffs or not, has said that despite your guys' individual dominance, right? You guys often win out of like a cheese strat or just some unorthodox picks, right?
Mhm.
Um, with that, uh, idea among some people, do you feel the same way that maybe sometimes a certain pick that is automata just works better with you guys as a team?
Can I get names on who said that?
I
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't think we do cheese. I mean, like we don't invade. We don't do anything crazy. I mean, we just look. We have a one of our people who does draft, like one of our players does draft, and he pretty much he does the entire draft. He's a super smart at the game. I'm not gonna say who it is. I don't know if that is like gives too much away. I don't know. I just don't want to give too much away. But one of our players does draft, and he just has a really good grip on like any meta, and he's been doing our draft pretty much every single team he's been a part of. I don't think we do any keys. I mean, I can't remember a time we picked like a pick that was off in the meta. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I need some names. But you could tell me that later.
All right. But before I move on, I personally want to give big praise to whichever player does do your draft. There's been plenty of times that people in GP and IBSG that have acknowledged like the massive difference.
White armor fanboy.
All right, well there it is. So Armor fanboy, if and or when you do watch this, a big shout out to you. There's been a clear difference in drafts between you guys and obviously the rest of your GP teams, but just in general. And I myself have taken a lot away from it because I love drafting. It's fun. It's a mind game that no one ever wins in. So
Yeah.
with that now being said, right? You've already mentioned how you feel about the Genesis team and how close you are with some of them. But let's go all the way back to week one before any record or anything else like that. With that added fire to the flame of what happened last season with you guys just barely missing out. Did you guys expect to go for first place or finish as convincingly as first as you guys did, or was it a make playoffs and then go from there to see what you guys could do?
It was definitely a make playoffs and go from there. I mean, we
Okay.
didn't go into it expecting first. I think our first game was against Pawn Sacrifice, and when we played them, we knew that it was going to be like a challenge. But as soon as we played them, it was actually a pretty easy game. Not, no shade, but yeah. After that, we felt like we could beat any team. I think our first loss was to Team Ambition, but even that game, we felt like we kind of lost because like we put ourselves in the bad spots. Like I don't think they beat us. I think we beat ourselves. You know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for the two games we lost, it was things like that. Again, no shade to these teams. I really hope I don't get no DMs or anything. I'm just telling you what I think. So, but yeah. So when as soon as we saw things like that, like just how we performed, we were like, okay, we can definitely make first. Like this is a doable thing. We we're I don't know if we so much expected it, but it was just our goal. And then
Okay.
once we clinched it, it was definitely something that we were like, okay, we did it, but you know, nothing crazy. Because I mean, we've played leagues in the past where we got first, but we haven't been able to win. So again, we're just trying to win this time. That's it, man. I need to win, right? So
Yeah, one game at a time. That's for sure.
mm.
Um, and now with that out of the way, right? Did you guys once you realized that like first place was a viable goal for you guys? Do you think that was because of the level of competition that has changed between last season or this season, or do you think it was an internal team bonding thing that really pushed you guys over the edge?
You know, I'm not sure. Last year, we had roster issues up until like week 5, week 6, where we had changing rosters. We didn't even know who was on the team. Somebody played, then they wanted to quit. Those always affect everything, and I've been outspoken about that a couple times. But this year, I mean, my main goal, like I stepped down from captain because I didn't want to like deal with anything anymore. So I just had the Rich Pritch do it. So our goal was to not change the roster like at all, and that's what we did. We didn't change the roster at all. A couple games we've had some subs, things like that, but we haven't had any like changes in the starting positions. So I think that has made us especially better because the roster we have right now is the same roster that lost last year, the starting roster. So I think that definitely helps that we played a lot more together, and we just kind of expect how, because like I mean we already know how we all play. You know, we've been playing for each other for a long time. So I think it's definitely that the competition from last year to this year. To be honest, I think it stayed about the same. I don't know how last year would have went if we had the same roster since week 1. I think definitely like teams like Oblivion, you know, obviously they got worse. But like there's teams that took their place, right? Like TA Seoul and Exodia. Who's playing Pawn Sacrifice in the? I don't even know who's playing. Is
Team
it Team
Ambition Soul. Yep.
Team Ambition? Yeah, Team. Yeah, they. I mean, they. It seems like they like took the spot of Oblivion, right? So I think the competition is about the same. I think it's really just that internal team issues that we were able to solve, and that's why we're here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that out of the way now, there's Pawn Sacrifice, Team Ambition, and then you guys in Genesis. Out of those two series, which one are you really looking forward to? Yeah, which one are you really looking forward to?
I mean, our game, of course, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's tomorrow. Definitely looking forward to playing in playoffs and making that run to finals. But I mean, the PSB TA Seoul game is going to be pretty close. I think it's going to be closer than our game. So that's definitely a game where like you want to sit down and watch, especially because we're gonna. If we do make it, that's the team that we're going to be playing against next. I think we could learn a lot from that. But I think it's going to be a closer series. 2-3, 1-4, right? Just based off of like the standings, it should be a closer game. So we're definitely looking forward to that one and seeing what we could learn in order to beat them.
Which team do you think wins?
I think that Pawn Sacrifice clicked in mid-season. I think Pawn Sacrifice has it. I mean, TA Seoul, like they're definitely a good team, but I think they have. I don't know if it's like roster issues, but they have like swapping rosters, right? They have like, I think Zui, he's listed as a sub, but he plays a lot of the games, and they kind of just like swap roles and swap people who are playing. I don't know if that necessarily works in league. It's not basketball, where you can just throw somebody in. It's not, like you ain't making a sub in the middle of the game. Like I don't know. It's not. I don't. I don't. I think that will only hurt them. So I have to give it to Pawn Sacrifice. And if I were to be the team to win the league, I would want it to be Pawn Sacrifice, so I could rub it in Amari's face because.
Hey, there it is. Yes, absolutely. So for your series, especially against Genesis, who do you think is each team's player to watch for? What is it tomorrow? I think you said.
Tomorrow, yeah. Definitely, I'm looking at Genesis. There you see 7-Eleven, I think. 7-Eleven. It's always fun playing against them. He is a player that I mean, me and him are chill. We banter. We you know show love for each other's team. So I think if they do win, or if I mean, obviously it could be on any player, but I think he is a player that always looking forward to watch. He's somebody that has a lot of like a high ceiling. For our team, I think you're watching all players, right?
Okay.
Because I think all of our whole team is capable of making plays. Like every single game that we've won, I think, or like every player on our team, like we've won because of that single player, if that makes sense. Like we've won games
Okay.
because Kaneki or Isaiah has won us a game, or White Armor Fanboy, or the Rich Pritch, or me, or Scruff. So I think watch out for who plays the best, and
Okay.
then we'll see where that goes.
Okay. So your team is kind of like fuck, who do we say? Average on a good day in terms of whoever gets a lead or whoever the gold gets funnels into has that ability to carry you guys across the finish line. You guys kind of operate the same, so to speak.
Definitely, like the way we play. I mean, to be honest, I don't even know how we play. Like, like, I don't even know like where the resources even go into, or like if like we don't go into it thinking, oh, we're gonna put all of the resources into one player. We kind of just play the game out, and whoever has that lead kind of takes that command. So
Okay.
again, it could be like any lane, and whichever lane does have that. Like I've definitely had games where I'm like, okay, I'm fed, play around me because I'm gonna win us this game. Or same thing with Isaiah, same thing with White Armor Fanboy, same thing with the Rich Pritch. Scruff, obviously the support, so you can't really play through him. But again, he's definitely won his games off of like insane roams or things like that. So yeah, we kind of operate in that way where like whoever gets that lead, like we really like emphasize the play around them while everyone else just kind of chills. Even if they're like, let's say like top is like insanely ahead and bot is down. Well, bot would never be down, right? Because no, let's say top is insanely ahead, but mid is behind. I'm gonna just throw shots at Tristan, but like we tell him, okay, just like play safe and we'll trust Isaiah. He'll win us this game. So that's how we kind of play.
Nice. It's very good, especially in a team environment where teams have that level of trust with each other, because like you mentioned, one person could be down, right? Whether he's not having a good game or just getting outskilled, whatever the case may be, and just having that level of trust that, if I don't, keep snowballing this downward, my team could definitely pick up the slack elsewhere. That's awesome to have. Awesome. So now, excluding yourselves, right? You've kind of hinted toward this a couple times, but excluding yourselves, which team do you think would win finals?
Excluding ourselves, if I'm excluding myself, I would hope to be like what I want, or do I think?
Yeah, let's hear both, because I know they're probably going to be different answers. So go ahead.
Yeah. Who I'd want, it'd be my boys Genesis, right? They're our sister team. We love them. They love us. I would want it to be them because that would be, honestly, I'm fine with losing and having them win. Like that would be fine. But if it's one of those other teams, I would not be fine. But if we weren't able to win, I think, I mean, I don't want to say Pawn Sacrifice because they be winning everything around here. That's what I hear. They like yeah, and I don't like that, especially because we've been in like 3 leagues and we haven't won them. But so I guess if I were to like make an expert prediction, that's not our team, I would say them. But hopefully it's Genesis or us.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some history of Pawn Sacrifice in playoffs. That's for sure. So that's all the questions I have for you. But with that being said, is there any last things that you'd like to ask, or not ask, but say, maybe flame, towards your boy, or anything else you'd like to say?
Well, all right. I don't want to talk any smack, but I guess you know, I guess I have that character now in duo. Like to be entertaining. I really hope Team Ambition Soul makes it to the finals so I could show Villainous Glasses that I'm the best ADC in the league, because he was the one that was talking smack about me earlier in the league. I don't want to hear that. Like will I will kick your ass. Like I don't care. So that's, I mean, no flame. Well, I mean, actually, I can't say that. But
I get what you're saying. Like no disrespect to him, but you want to see that matchup, right?
I want to see that matchup and kick his ass to show him that I'm the best ADC in this league. Yeah, 100%.
All right, I like that. I like that. You always got to have confidence in yourself, right? Or else, like,
Exactly.
what's the point?
If you don't have confidence in yourself, how are you supposed to carry games? If you get ahead, you don't tell the team to play around you, or you don't make the plays that you need to be making, or like play aggressive, then how are you gonna win that game? It's not about being. You can't be cocky. I'm not saying like we're gonna. I mean, I think I have said a little bit in this interview, like we're gonna beat Team Genesis. Well, no, I love them, but no, but there's a fine line between confidence and cockiness. Obviously, when I be a little bit cocky, it's like always a joke. But there's a fine line between being confident and cockiness, and we've emphasized it as a team to not get cocky, but to always stay confident. That's our goal.
Because cockiness leads to complacency, and that's when you lose. Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right, my friend. Well, I appreciate your time. I'm not gonna lie, this has been a great interview, especially from last season. I love the character development and the keeping of the entertainment. It's been a blast. Once again, this has been TDS Collateral ADC for Have Faith, and I know it's gonna suck, but obviously, good luck in your game against Genesis. It's kind of a bittersweet feeling for you guys, huh?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, yeah. Wish us luck, but again, if one team were to knock us out, it would be them.
So, all right. Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Genesis is gonna win. No, I'm joking.
No.
I'm joking. But again, thank you for your time. It's been a blast, and the finals, if you guys do make it, will surely be one to be watched. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's
And
for sure.
yeah, and with that being said, again, this has been Playoff Profiles, and we will see you next time for possibly the finals edition of Playoff Profiles.